Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a match reaction on the current Tottenham-Arsenal game that's just finished, one goal apiece at Wembley, of course, as well. I've just watched quite a bit of the game. It was an entertaining game of football, to be quite honest with you, but Arsenal will feel hard done, by themselves, and I do think in that game Mustafi is the key factor, and I think he has, cost Arsenal in that game big time. As I said, of course, it was basically a foul on Harry Kane, when the ball was currently played into the box. There were questions that Harry Kane was in an offside position, when the ball did get played into the box, but it was no doubt about it, it was a penalty. Mustafi, barged into Harry Kane, as I said, but, for the majority of the game, Arsenal will feel hard done by, because, they totally controlled that game, did Arsenal, from back to front, especially in the first half, Aaron Ramsey, scoring a fantastic goal for Arsenal as well, and Aaron Ramsey, obviously in his last London derby, he put a really good performance out, did Aaron Ramsey, but especially in the first half, Arsenal controlled the game, they looked very composed on the counter attack, they were getting in them pockets, too easily as well with Arsenal, and I think, Tottenham's system, suited currently Arsenal, especially in the first half, they did create chances as well, did Arsenal in the game, Lacazette had a few decent opportunities in the game as well, so he feels basically, Lacazette should have scored in the game as well, but it is a missed opportunity for Arsenal, because if they'd have won that game today, of course they'd have only been 1 point behind Tottenham with Arsenal as it does stand now. Tottenham obviously, I think now are 4 points ahead of Arsenal, and now the likes of us and Chelsea, can, reduce the gap, to Arsenal as well, because if we do beat Southampton today, we do go 1 point ahead of Arsenal, so we do get back into that top four, but Arsenal have been in a good run of form lately, to be quite honest with you, and they will feel hard done by, because Tottenham didn't play well today whatsoever, as I was watching the game. They did have the majority of the possession in the second half, but as I did say, they didn't really create anything, they lacked intensity, they lacked energy, they Tottenham as well, and I think Arsenal put a really good defensive performance out as well, and of course as well, Arsenal could have won the game at the end as well, because they got awarded a penalty, did Arsenal as well. Aubameyang, I think, got fouled in the box, and of course, Aubameyang had missed a penalty as well, so that basically, cost them as well, Arsenal, as I said, so that cost them as well, and obviously, Lucas was it Torreira getting sent off right near the end with a high challenge on Danny Rose as well, so I think he'll serve a match suspension as well, will Lucas Torreira, but Mustafi has cost Arsenal in that game today, because the majority of the game, they look very good. Arsenal look very good on the ball, and Tottenham's system, they went with Arsenal, that suited Arsenal fantastically well, but Tottenham lacked that intensity. They didn't really create much, Tottenham, and I think only Tottenham started to only play well, and they look rejuvenated, when they got that equaliser from the penalty spot, from Harry Kane, that got Tottenham started to play a little bit, got a bit of urgency back in to Tottenham as well. And in the last 10 minutes, it was a really good game. It was definitely end to end in the last 10 minutes. As I said, there was also a lot of challenges in the game as well. But I think especially in the first half, Arsenal won every 50-50. They won then last ditch tackles. They were getting bodies in decent positions. As I said, Lacazette had two fantastic opportunities. Of what I saw as well. Of course, Aubameyang did come on the game and he looked lively as well. Aubameyang, when he came on as well. Of course, we saw Mesut Ozil, come on in the game as well. And obviously now Mesut Ozil, he's starting to get Umre's trustworthy back now. Is Mesut Ozil, of course, because the majority of the season, of course, Mesut Ozil, of course, had a couple of injuries. Umre's been dropping him, on a regular basis. But in the last 3-4 games, he has selected Mesut Ozil, and he's played Mesut Ozil. Because there was rumours about Ozil, leaving back in the January transfer window, of course, because basically what Umre said, he wanted to sell him, to raise some funds, and all this is what Umre currently said. But I think he's admitted he's staying loyal with Arsenal. He's Ozil, he loves Arsenal Football Club, does Mesut Ozil, because this is 6th season now of Arsenal. He is on £350,000 a week, of course, as well. But Arsenal still know how much of an essential player he is to their squad, Mesut Ozil, as I said. But he is still a very good player, of course. I don't think he'll leave in the summer, because I do think now, obviously, Umre, selecting him regularly. If he doesn't select him, he is at least, been him on as a substitute as well. So he is playing a bit more regularly now as Mesut Ozil. But Arsenal have been in a good run of form. Arsenal will be very disappointed. Maybe Tottenham will be relieved that they didn't lose the game, but obviously Tottenham themselves are now winless in their last 3 games. They lost their 2 previous games, before the draw today with Arsenal as well, so they're not doing that well. This is, of course, Tottenham's first draw of the season as well, because they haven't drawn the game up until today as well. Harry Kane played quite, very well. He does love scoring against Arsenal, but Tottenham weren't great today at all. I thought Arsenal dominated that game of what I was watching. They kept the possession well. They looked sharp on the ball. They created chances and all that. I think, they exposed Tottenham defensively, to be quite honest with you. But, only Tottenham started to get back into the games when they scored that penalty. The urgency got back in that Tottenham team. They did show some intensity. They did show some fight, as I couldn't have said. And that's the only time, really, Tottenham got back into the game, as I said. So there's quite a few teams, now going for that top four, as I said. Of course, from Arsenal's perspective, they do obviously, currently want that top four. They've asked Arsenal, to invest more money into the club. So basically, they can be more competitive in the summer transfer window. I think they are getting a spending spree to spend in the summer because Arsenal and Umran are aware that investment is definitely needed into their club. Because Umran, all in all, it's only his first season with Arsenal. They did go 22 games unbeaten, earlier on in the season as well. So I think he's done a really, really good job. It's only his first season. Arsenal have got about the manager, of course, and he has got a good, decent pedigree. When he was at Paris Saint-Germain, he won trophies there with Paris Saint-Germain. Umran, he won trophies, when he was Sevilla manager as well. So he has won a couple of trophies, as being manager at Umran. But Arsenal have got to back him. Of course, Arsenal have got a Ronnie in there. That's obviously not investing into the club. He's taking money out of the club, which is Stan Kroenke. Obviously, all the Arsenal fans currently want him out as well. But if Arsenal are going to be potentially, future title contenders, are going to be, up there, challenging for trophies and all that, they do need investment into their squad. And of course, the only chance they've got of winning any silverware this season, of course, is the Europa League. Arsenal as well. From a Tottenham perspective, as I currently said, they've got problems as well. They've spent an expended around £254 million, basically, since Pochettino got recommended in. But in terms of silverware, Pochettino has not proven himself yet in terms of winning any silverware. As I said, he's been managing since 2009, of course. This is his fifth season now with Tottenham's, his Mauricio Pochettino's, but he hasn't really proven himself. He has got a good philosophy, but he hasn't really proven himself in terms of winning any silverware yet as manager, of course. But Tottenham are winless now in their last 3 games. So the last time they won was against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. But it is essential for Tottenham as well, that they do finish in that top 4. I do still think Tottenham will finish in that top 4. But, they may still not. They could slip out of that top 4 quite easily, could Tottenham, as I said, because there is quite a few teams going for it. You can definitely rule Tottenham out winning the league now, because they've definitely blown that. It's between Manchester City and Liverpool, of course. But this is Pochettino's 5th season, as I said. He's aware of himself, he's Tottenham and Pochettino and all that investment is needed into Tottenham in the summer as well. So Tottenham do need a couple of players, if they're going to, start challenging for trophies and are going to be up there, being potential title contenders. Tottenham do need to spend in the summer as well, as Tottenham are currently aware of. But they're winless in their last 3 games. From Arsenal's perspective, you've got to give credit to a lot of their players here. They played well. Iwobi played well. Ramsey played very, very well, and he's doing very, very well for Arsenal when he does play, and he's still giving it 100% each game when he does get that opportunity. Ramsey, he scored, on his last North London derby today as well. Of course, he's signed a 4-year deal with Juventus. He's going to Juventus in the summer. I think he'll fit in the Juventus team very, very well, to be quite honest with you. He's going to be the second highest paid player behind Cristiano Ronaldo at Juventus. Of course, I think he's going to be the 8th best played all in all. I think he's going to be the highest British played player as well as Ramsey. But Arsenal have given him a good standing ovation. He's been at their club a number of years. I think this is his 11th season now in the process, and he has been absolutely crucial to Arsenal as Ramsey. He's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder. Is he 28, 29 years of age now? So he is aging up quite a bit now. He's Aaron Ramsey, but he's been at Arsenal 11 years as I currently said, because Arsenal got him from Cardiff for just an initial £5 million as I said, and he risen up the Cardiff youth system fantastically well as well. But he has been at Arsenal since 2008, and I think he has made over 300 other appearances in all competitions as Aaron Ramsey, as I currently said as well. As Aaron Ramsey as well. So yes, he did basically end the draw today. So Arsenal will be very, very disappointed about that indeed. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider